Have you ever been to the mountains? I went to the mountains for the first time when I was about 20 years old. To be honest, I don't even think I'd left Saskatchewan before that, so all I knew was flatness. And that first time I caught a glimpse of the mountains, we were on our way driving to Vancouver. I was amazed. And the closer we got, the more amazed I was. And then when we finally reached them and I looked around and all I could see from every side was a mountain, I was overwhelmed. Not in a bad way, but in a way that left me speechless and my heart beating a little faster. And I just felt astounded, in awe. And as we kept driving, I continued to just stare with this feeling that there was something, magical in those mountains. I couldn't help in my awestruck state to feel a connection to creation. And when I feel connected like that to creation, I feel connected to God. It was a pretty amazing feeling. I kind of wanted to just stay there. There's a story in the Bible about Jesus taking some of his disciples, some of his closest friends, to the mountaintop so they could pray. And while they were there, something amazing happened. They had a very powerful encounter with God. And in that moment, they just knew God was with them. It was amazing. And of course, they wanted to stay there. Just Jesus and his best buddies on the mountaintop, feeling the love of God forever. But of course, just like I couldn't stay in the mountains forever, Jesus told them they couldn't stay on that mountaintop forever. On that mountaintop, they were encouraged by God's presence and filled with God's love. And then they needed to go back down the mountain to live their lives, sharing God's love with others. It wouldn't be fair for them to keep all that God love for themselves. And I wonder how often they remembered that time with Jesus when life was hard and they started to maybe feel frustrated or anxious or angry about something. Did they remember that experience and remember the power of God's love? Same is true for us. We have to live our lives. We have to share love and work together to make the world a better place. But sometimes we are going to feel crummy, not very loving, and distant from God. And when that happens, we must find a place where we can go to reconnect with God and remember just how loved we are. We need to take time to be with God so that we can be with others. So do you have a place that's special to you? A place where you can go and just know you're loved? It's important to find those places and to return to those places in tough times. Now, obviously, I can't run off to the mountains whenever life gets hard, but I don't need to because the power of that memory, my first time in the mountains, it lives in me. And it's easy for me to remember it. And all I need to do is remember, and I can feel that connection to God's love. And that connection to God's love gives me whatever it is I need to live my life with love. So this week, I'm inviting you to find a place that feels right for you, where you feel safe, or you can just be with God. Maybe you want to pray like Jesus and the disciples did. Or maybe you want to color or read or listen to music. Or maybe you just want to sit in quiet and imagine God's love wrapped around you. And if you already have a place, go to it. And if you have a place, but it's far away, just remember it. Use your imagination and put yourself right there. Be with God. Let God's love be with you so you can be God's love in the world. Give it a try and have a great week.